Morning LAP, it's Wednesday, April 13th for another LAP Chairman's Report. Order bank for the Escape, $27,268. Corsair, $5,555 for a grand total of $32,323. As the gas prices rise, as you know, most people want our Escape and Corsair vehicles, so we will continue to keep building as long as we can. Today is last night and today we're having conference calls with the plant manager and the suppliers and vendors over parts about every 2 hours. Where's it at? Is it in flight? Is it in truck? Is it in transit? It made it across the border? Is it loaded? There's many variables going on right now, and apparently Samsung and the batteries are struggling and having a hard time to get their stuff delivered. We do have another chip issue that is coming to fruition right now, so there's multiple things that are going on right now that we got on the radar. So it looks like today, possibly for day shift, is going to be 4 around hours. Night shift may get a robocall later. We got several calls throughout the day. I think the last one's going to be 2:30, 3 o'clock later today. Hopefully we'll know something by then. If you're going to get the robocall out as soon as we can. Thursday still questionable right now. So make sure your phones are turned on. Make sure your voicemail is open and cleared and accepting calls. Remember, let the robocall go to your voicemail so you can listen to it again to make sure you hear everything. Shutdown, if you haven't heard already, is scheduled for July 4th and July 11th for both plants. That's LAP and KTP. Over here at LAP, looks like we're going to have the launch team and skilled trades will be working. If anybody else, will be notified by your supervisor. COVID is still running rapid in several places, so please make sure you wear your mask if you're in a big event around a bunch of people that you don't normally hang around, that you don't know where they've been. Kentucky's still good, LAP's still real good. We still have some cases, but please make sure you're washing your hands, using the sanitizer. If you're touching stuff through the store, in a restaurant, on the shelves, please make sure you use some sanitizer. Constitutional election, I want to thank everyone that got out to vote from both plants. I appreciate the votes in the election for myself as well as all the other candidates. Looks like the Constitution Convention will be held the 3rd week of July, which will be the week after July shutdown for both plants. We'll be up there for the nominations. We're waiting for stuff to come from the moderator, exactly how it's going to be handled and exactly the process they want us to follow. So as soon as we get that information, I'll make sure I get that out to let you know exactly what we're doing. I've gotten with the online staff. We'll have several people up there taking pictures. I'll try to do my video from the Constitution Convention when we get up there and kind of give you a heads up what's going on and let you know what we're doing daily. The stock department surveys, there were some surveys put up yesterday. I know with the downtime we're having today, last night, tomorrow going into this, the stock surveys that are on the board will be extended. We've gotten with the stock department. They should be going around to every single person and making sure they understand the survey, what survey is up, and that they got a copy of them. And she's signing off on a 301. That was the only way that we agreed to make sure those surveys stayed on the board, is to make sure everyone was notified properly and given one. So those will be extended and they'll be up. The Savona visit. Last week was great. He was very impressed with the plant. He was very impressed with your plant manager's leadership, your UAW leadership, the communication we do together, the things we do on the floor to make things better, the different things we're going to do coming up for different things. I probably got it here. I thought I had it here. Okay, I don't see it. We're looking at trying to get some perfect attendance ideas out there. One of the things is the pizza party. If your team was there the whole month of March, you need to please send HR and Labor Relations an email letting them know so they can pull the DROTS verify If it is verified, then your team will be having a pizza party real soon. We're going to try to keep this going as long as we can, to try to get our attendance down where we need to be, to where we're last in the absenteeism. We want to be last in absenteeism. We don't want to be first. So we're hopefully working our way down to be the best in plant. Last night I could not make it to the union meeting. I had Brandon fill in for me at the union meeting last night. I had my honor flight training. I will be taking Army veteran John Thomas Greenwell to DC next Wednesday, April 20th. I volunteered to be his guardian on the honor flight. So we'll leave out at 5 a.m., spend all day in Washington, D.C., showing him all the memorials, and returning back to Louisville International between 9:30 and 10 o'clock at night. This is one of the things that was on my bucket list. I was going to do it with my mom. I didn't think she'd make it, so I took her on her own. But I kept that on my bucket list so I could take a veteran to D.C. and let him see all the monuments and everything, and the appreciation for all of us having our freedom and everything he's done for us. So I'm really looking forward to that. We've had a few things go on with skilled trades and different things. We had Jeff Bailey, congratulations on being accepted to the National Appointed Health and Safety on night shift. He is replacing the great George McClinton, Pods, better known as. So once he took that role, that opened up a committee, skilled trades committee position. So we have 2 unassigned committeemen that are next on the list to come on. The first one was Mr. Matt Jefferson. He was surveyed on Thursday the 11th, and if he would come on the position, surveyed on the 7th to report on the 11th. He decided not to accept the position. I received his resignation letter to decline going on as a skilled trade committee person, so I went to the second unassigned elected, which was Jeff Arbin. I'm still waiting on his resignation letter currently. So as soon as I get that, we can move forward. Jeff Bailey was the vice chair of the Skilled Trades Committee. Mike Parker resigned as the chair. And then that brings Rob Applegate, which is the recording secretary. He will chair the next meeting for the Skilled Trades, which will get that letter out. So we got several elections that are taking place. We're going to have a committee election, 2 unassigned, chairman for the skilled trades, vice chair for the skilled trades, and there may be one more as recording secretary if Applegate decides to resign and run for the chair position. That's still an option. That's up to him. So we got a few things that are going to happen. We'll have to get out the notice before the union the May union meeting. We'll get that notice out a week beforehand, so you'll know about nominations. And then the union meeting in June, you'll be sworn in, and you take effect the very next day after that. So a lot going on right now. TFTs, we had a lot of questions. We tried to explain it as best we could. I sent a few things out. I let the committeemen know so they could do some explaining. So everybody that had a May date that converted to full-time, which goes back 90 days, you have June eligibility. You must use all your current PTO time prior to June 1st, because you'll get full-time time of 20 hours vacation, 16 personal. Anybody that's going to convert that has a TFT date in June or July, you'll revert back 90 days, but since you're past the eligibility date of June prior to converting, you only have the time that you currently have to make it all the way till June of 23. We called International UAW, make sure we were all clear on that, make sure we understood exactly what they sent us back answering those questions. And they said yes, since they were past the eligibility date, even though they reverted back, they will not get additional time until June of 23 when they get their full time. Apologize for that. Back several years, that's the way it almost always was. I hired in June 4th, had December eligibility. So I had to go almost 18 full months before getting any time. The Easter egg hunt Easter egg dying will be Thursday, tomorrow, over at the LAP Hall at 4 p.m. The Easter egg hunt will be at KTP Friday, 3:30 to 6:30, with the hunt beginning at 5 p.m., 10 years and younger. There will be clowns there and face painting and everything are available for you. There's several things that I'll give you that we're going to make sure is on the board. If you want to become a home inspector, looks like it's $1,495. Your tuition, your personal development tuition system will pay for that whole amount. If you're interested, call Jim Huber at 414-719-2571, and that's a home inspector. If you're interested in getting into real estate school, we also have that tuition assistance. It's $550 for a 96-hour pre-licensing course. And please call Lucy Brooks, 502-905-8148. Several of you all were interested in the CDL class training, and there's been miscommunication around the money and funding and PDA approved. The way it looked on that, it made it sound like PDA approved it. Well, the PDA approved only $1,350 of that. The total was $4,650, so you subtract those two, that's $3,300 out of pocket to get your CDL training. Now that COVID has been lifted, we're getting a hold of Northwood University, trying to get, right now all their courses are offered online, so those are still available. If you're interested in getting started, you can text FORD, F-O-R-D, to 502-396-6108. I would like to wish everybody a happy Easter. We'll get those robocalls out as soon as we can to let you know what's going on tonight, tomorrow. If things go to hell in a handbasket by Saturday, Sunday, we'll let you know what next week holds for us. But right now, everything's still in flux. I mean, if you've been to the grocery store lately, it's hard to find anything. And if so, prices are double or even triple. So everybody have a good Easter, and God bless.